welcome back to the Goop and Gator Fan Show, and welcome back to another year of Goose Creek football. Coming to you live from our studios here in Goose Creek. I'm your host, Gator Fan number 1, and my co-host Goop on vacation will be back next week for next week's broadcast versus Colleton County. Joining me today, we have a radio guy who's been on many radio shows around the Charleston area, who's going to be helping me out subbing in today. His name is the mayor of Goose Creek. Former quarterback for the Goose Creek Gators in 84 through 89 seasons. Back in the day, we used to beat the cobwebs off of each other because he was a quarterback and I'd let him get sacked many times. And that's probably what's wrong with him. To today we talk. He still kind of has a little jitter in his step. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about today, Charlie, we're going to be covering Goose Creek versus Ashley Ridge game. We kind of beat the Ridge at their home field in the wannabe swamp. And just a couple of things we kind of noticed about that game. Even though it was kind of a slow start for us, we made our adjustments in halftime and come back and did pretty good. So what's your take on everything that was going on there?
Well, I thought it was a fantastic atmosphere, and the defense was a little fragile in the first half. Offense was definitely fragile in the first half, but yet after halftime, and Coach Reedy got a little information to the boys, and we definitely turned it on in the second half and poured it on. But that wasn't really Goose Creek football that we saw that day, but we still put 56 on the board, and we'll see Colleton County next week. But all in all, a win is a win, and I thought we played, we played good enough to win the ball game, but it wasn't Goose Creek football.
Well, I agree with you on the first half. I just think it was a little bit of the jitters for the first game of the year, stepping into, usually our first home games, we have Bender and all that stuff in the background, big hometown crowd. And I just think the boys come out a little flat from all the excitement to the game. And like I said, Coach Reedy and them come out there, Coach Kander and Coach Powers, come out there and lay down some, adjustments and kind of helped us out. And we just stepped it up. And but anyway, it was a good game. Second half was a great game, but go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you what. One thing is, a lot of people that saw that game said that Caleb didn't play that well. Oh. I thought he did. He scored 4 touchdowns, and we can just go up from there. We got a good quarterback. We got a good running back. Defense needs a little work, but we'll be in there.
Huh? Okay, you got me miffed on that one.
Talking about Caleb.
Oh, Caleb, I thought he did a great job.
A lot of people
the offense, we just had a little stutter step in the first half of the game, but he did come, he ran for 100 some odd yards in rush, and like you said, he had 4 touchdowns. Defense looked great. On the third quarter, we only allowed him 2 yards total in the third quarter, but like I said, that was after adjustment. So, like I said, we'll just chalk it up for first game jitters and roll on from there. So right now, we're going to jump into right now. We're going to say early season standings so far as reported regions, and how it goes right now as far as the creek and all. We'll start from number 5 and work our way down to number 1. Number 5, Cane Bay. We saw this game on TV for WMMP.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, Cane Bay come out, didn't impress me at all. Somerville, kind of took it to them, 28-0. What's your take on that? What did you think about Cane Bay?
Well, Cane Bay is an up-and-coming program, and Somerville is trying to rebuild. Everybody knows that they are a historic powerhouse in the Low Country, but right now they're going through a little bit of a downtime with Coach McKissick, kind of getting up there a little bit, and but that's probably our biggest game until we play Stratford, the last game of the year. What I took from that game is Somerville they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, they won. If you want to say that's what they're supposed to do, they won. So.
Well,
what I'm saying.
They're supposed to be Cane Bay.
Yeah. Well, Cane Bay kind of looked, severely flat. The only bright spot I saw with Cane Bay was their second-string quarterback coming out after the original quarterback, I think number 14, went down injured. He actually come out and he had a laser for an arm, and I still don't see why they stop trying to throw the ball with him because the 3 completions that he threw were awesome throws. I mean, right there on the spot away from the defender, and they went steadily back with the running game to burn the clock. I guess they were just ready to get out of there. So, I mean, I can't blame them because they were just getting blanked anyway. Somerville's defense was just blanking them every time they turn around. All right, number 4 is a shocker right here. Wando, they're 0-0 in region. Of course, everyone is right now, so we'll just skip all that. But they're 1-1. They lost to Beaufort this week, 17-14. The Eagles at home. Bunch of missed opportunities for Wando to take the game. I think they had like a couple of missed field goal attempts, some bad turnovers. Beaufort just capitalized. They had a 17-0 lead on them before the half, and then all of Wando's points come in the fourth quarter. I mean, I don't know if you heard anything about that game or want to touch up on that at all.
Well, I know that last season when we played Wando, both teams were undefeated, so they have a strong program, and that was a surprise to all of us that follow high school football. Apparently, either Beaufort has a good team or Wando just had an off night because they're very strong, and we'll see what happens throughout the season.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, Wando, they might have had just a bad night, or because they got a lot of young talent on that team. Coach Nunes took that team and built it up again, and they should be back to form, at least in the next couple of weeks. Get all the jitters worked out, just kind of like everybody in the first season.
Well, pretty much just like all the teams right now. I mean, the first week is, you really can't judge too much on week 1, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Number 3, we're looking at West Ashley. West Ashley looked pretty impressive with their win over Bishop England. Even though Bishop England is a lower ranked, classification.
Well, I'll tell you what. Bishop England's a very strong.
They're 2A, 3. I can't remember.
2A or 3A team. They're generally very, very strong, and West Ashley is definitely a up-and-coming program, and for them, that's a huge win.
Yeah.
That is a huge win for the Wildcats.
Not only that, it starts their season off right. Everyone wants to have that first win, of the season. They get the ball rolling right.
That's right.
But they ended up beating Bishop England. Took it to them 28-6. I was kind of impressed by watching the highlights of West Ashley's defense. They were all, they're just crowding the ball. They wouldn't let the ball get out of their sights, and their defense just looked pretty good. Anyway, we get back to number 2 here, Stratford. Our arch rival across the railroad tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 1-0 right now. They beat Berkeley 29-10. That game had a bunch of mess ups in it. Just like we had in the beginning. It's just like jitters getting out of there. But if I'm correct on that game, the 29-10 victory, Berkeley pretty much hung out with these guys for the first half and kept it close. And I think it was just because there were a couple of miscues. I believe Jacob Park, being the number 1 draft in the Low Country right now, he threw he threw for 224 yards, had 3 touchdowns, and the few miscues he had 3 interceptions, and the quarterback in the center, he had a bunch of muffed snaps.
Well, tough thing with Berkeley. They came out of the gate. They had to play Goose Creek in a live scrimmage. Then they had to play Goose Creek in Sertoma, and then they had to come out and play Stratford. That's 2 pretty good ball clubs to have to open up with a little bit. But what we're hoping is Goose Creek and Stratford will play in the last game of the season, regular game season, and just like Terry said, we're going to have the Battle of Goose Creek, hopefully.
Right.
And
like I said, it's all about territory. Goose Creek's on one side of the tracks, Stratford's on the other.
That's right.
It's no big deal,
That's
Stratford took our players in the '84, split up the school. I can imagine if these 2 schools were together, how good it would be. But it is what it is.
Well, when Terry and I played, we didn't. Stratford handled us a little bit, but times have changed. They've changed a little bit for the Gator football team.
Yeah, that all goes back to the coaching. Coach really built up a good program here from the ground up.
He changed the culture.
Oh yeah. That's what happens when you get good coaching in there. Everyone tends to snap to and play better. Because they get better coaching. Anyway, getting back to the region, number one, Goose Creek, 1-0 overall. We beat Ashley Ridge 56-28, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, I just think it was just jitters in the first half of the game. I mean, there's not much more I can say, but I will say something first before we get any further. The first field goal we made that they say we missed, just looking from where I was, it looked like it went through the uprights. I mean, I can't really argue the case because I'm not, obviously the referee, but I mean, I had a bunch of people sitting around me saying it looked like it went through the uprights.
Well, I thought it did too, but I mean, we had kind of a, you have a weird angle when you're watching it from the press box or the stands or whatever. I mean, it was just a weird angle. It looked like it went in, but obviously the referees called it out, but that was irrelevant. I was just glad to see that we had big second half adjustments. And we all knew it, that we were going to come out and play stronger. And I agree with Terry. It was just some first game jitters. And we're going to get after it on Colleton County this Friday.
Oh, you can bet it. Anyway, we're heading up to our 13-minute mark here. Going to have to take a little commercial break here. And when we get back, we'll go over next week's games coming up. And we'll go from there.
And this break has been brought to you by Stokes Honda.
No, don't even say that because they don't pay us for nothing. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break. Okay, maybe we won't be because I can't get it to go. Anyway.
We're having a little technical difficulties with our intern, Melissa.
Yeah, we're going to fire her. Anyway, we'll just keep going and hell with it. Here we go. All right, now on to next week's games, guys. All right, here we go. We got Goose Creek versus Colleton County. We're 1-0. Colleton County is 0-1 with a loss to Woodland, which was a good game because Colleton County actually was in that game to the last little bit of the game.
Well, generally, Woodland is a very good program for being a 2A team. They're very strong. And for Colleton County, who's on, what are they, 36 or 7 on the losing streak?
I believe it's 33 or 34.
33, 34.
I don't know.
So it was good for them to get a win, and they're going to come up to the creek for our home opener, and good luck to the Bulldogs. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, just like the mayor said over there, it said Goose Creek, this game will be played at Charles B. Gibson Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Friday.
John Fulmer Field.
John Fulmer Field. We'll be playing against the Colleton County Cougars. By the way, this should be a good showing for all of us because we traveled very well up to Ashley Ridge. I was proud of our Gator Nation showing up and being the 12th man on the field. Just to say one more thing, I'll just be glad to be at home because we can hear Bender get out there, and that's another Goose Creek Gator first down. The only thing is going to be kind of weird is he's going to have to come up with some new nicknames for all the new players we got on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of wondering what he's going to come up with, but that's neither here nor there. That's just Bender, All right, but Evan McField.
I'll tell you what, we got to come up with a nickname for Evan McField because we've had Virgil Smalls, we've had Rico Blanding. But this guy's something else. In the Ashley Ridge game, he would run and he would drag 5 people. He's something else.
I already got a name for him.
You got a name?
I got a name.
What you got?
Evan the Mack Truck McField. Sounds good to me. Hey, they couldn't pull him down.
That's it.
And he was dragging him like a truck, so hey, why not call him Mack Truck,
That's it. That's a great nickname.
Hey, McField.